See this, Carrabis?
Yeah, I was very excited about this. I probably retweeted it within 14 seconds of pass and breaking the news.
Minor league ball players are now going to have a place to live. Kind of.
Isn't that nice?
Hope so.
You know what was the coolest part about all of this? Because I had my concerns in a way. So I'm going to make a wrestling comparison, as I've been known to do. When the old school way, when wrestlers would come up, they would wrestle in the bingo halls and the high school gymnasiums, and they had to drive town to town in their little busted ass car and sleep in their cars, and they really had to earn it and things of that nature. And then WWE makes NXT, where they've got this state-of-the-art gym and this training facility, and these, like, it's basically everything that you need right at your disposal. And some of, like, the older wrestlers, like, well, that's not how I came up, and like they don't earn it the same way that we earned it. It's not a direct accurate comparison, because I mean, just having housing is the literal bare minimum. Like it's not like they have the state-of-the-art facilities or whatever else. But what I thought was really cool was the second that this news came out about minor leaguers now having housing provided by their organizations, I saw a lot of active major leaguers saying it's about damn time. Like, this is awesome that they're doing this. And I feel like that goes a long way, because I'm sure that there are a few minor leaguers that are like almost feel guilty about taking it, where it's like, yeah, like, like I want, when I come up, I don't want to be like the baby generation that was like handed housing. Like I didn't have to live in a fucking shack with 8 of my teammates in a 2-bedroom apartment the way that this guy did. I mean, like, I'm glad that some of the guys, like Whit Merrifield was one of the guys that I saw that came out saying some stuff, and you knew that you were going to get something like that from Whit. He's a stand-up guy. But yeah, I just think it was really cool that major leaguers were like, fuck yeah, like we're getting it done for the next generation.
Well, and let's remember, while that sentiment, Jared, would be one that I would love to ring true wholly across the league, meaning that major leaguers are like, yes, we've gotten this done for. That's not true. Major League Baseball players on the whole haven't gotten this done for minor league ball players. So that's not fair to say, because that detracts, in my opinion, from the efforts of guys like David Price, who wrote a fucking check for everybody in the minor leagues to take care of these guys during the season in which they just weren't going to be earning money, right? And that happened across the game in a few spots, but not everybody did that. And this isn't a collective effort that's being supported by the MLBPA or the MLBPAA. Like that's just not it. There's been a lot of groups, advocates for minor leaguers and a lot of folks who have created a groundswell of support for stuff like this to happen. One thing that you have to think about, or I just think gather perspective on, is to your point about not wanting to be a part of that class that was babied and handed housing and blah. What I think older ball players or a ball player like myself might be hoping happens, though, is that you do take the time to listen to the stories. You do take the time to gather an understanding of what it's like to live life that way, still trying to achieve what you're trying to achieve now. And if there's an acknowledgement of that, then I think what the new generation will find is a group of older ball players who are here now to celebrate these guys having these opportunities, as opposed to looking down on them and talking shit on them like these pussy fucking kids can't find their own fucking housing. I lived with 5 fucking players in a 1-bedroom. Like, do you want me to you don't want to hear that story in that way any more than I want to tell it to you. But what I'd love for you to understand is what that grind was like over beers, man. Let's chop that up. Like, are you willing to understand that and listen to that? Like, where do you think you figured out how to go and rent furniture and buy all your electronics from the places that had no questions asked return policies. From guys like me, motherfucker. From guys like me. And where did I learn it from? From guys that I was sat down by and handed these little nuggets of knowledge. This is how you're going to survive this life you've chosen. Okay? This is all I can do for you. I can give you these ins and outs. What you choose to do with them is on you. Well, we're beyond that now. That's an exciting thing. That's an exciting thing because it also feels like for the first time, owners of major league organizations are realizing, and it's not that they're just now realizing, it's that they're kind of having their hand forced. Oh, we're going to have to start taking care of these fucking guys because it's getting loud now. It's getting real loud. And you know what the next step is, Jared? Unionization.
Yeah, and I got asked about that too. Like, why don't they just unionize?
Because they're being appeased right now.
Right. And because they're being appeased, my first tweet when I saw Passan's report was, this is awesome. It's about damn time. Now pay them more. And then after I sent the tweet, my mind immediately goes to, oh, fuck, this is going to be a tactic that they use to not pay them more. It's like, well, we gave you housing. What do you want from us? You want more money now?
I've been so far ahead of all of it. Like, if you've played minor league baseball and gotten to the big leagues, you still have friends that are kicking in the minor leagues, trying to get to where you're at. And you watch the separation of class occur right before your very eyes. Like, it's now very clear. Like, if we're gonna be hanging out and going on vacation and shit together from here on out, I'm gonna be paying for you because we can't go and do the stuff that we would have been doing together because now I've got a little bit of change and we're not jumping in the car, me, you, and 3 of our other buddies driving 6 hours to the beach to rage. Now I'm chartering a PJ and you're coming too. And it's a different world. And so guys to get paid more now in the face of having this, like, you would start to feel like you're actually human as a minor league ball player. You would start to feel like, not only am I being taken care of and being afforded an opportunity to work these hours that I'm being asked to work, but at night I have a place that I can sleep. Just the fact that is something that is being like appreciated on the level it is it's sickening and grotesque. But when you think about the world we live in today, Jared, everybody's got a camera phone. Everybody has a platform. Everybody has a platform. Jared, you don't have to go to journalism school. You don't have to go to the Walter Cronkite School of Broadcasting at ASU. You don't have to go to any of these places to gain your platform these days. All you have to do is have enough money to buy a fucking smartphone. And from there, how you can navigate and create on platforms is up to you. And there's no real sense of earning it or earning a platform anymore, right?
Correct.
You don't have to go through those long hours, those arduous concessions that you have to make. Like, you'll either make them or you won't. And that's what the minor leagues in sport presents, is a very real-time, real-life scenario. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to walk away from? How big of a sacrifice are you willing to make? Are you really from the mud? Are you really about that life? Will you really sleep in your car? Because on the other end of this rainbow, that pot of gold has you chartering a PJ with your homies to the beach instead of piling in that car. Are you about it? And the minor leagues presents that moment in time to make those decisions. Like, do I want to go out and drink away the 0 for 4? Or do I want to go back and sleep on my shitty air mattress, eating my peanut butter and jelly and fucking Taco Bell and hoping that that's enough to replenish me tomorrow so I can try to go out and go 2 for 4? Because the guy who goes 0 for 4 and goes to the bar, I'll pay for his fucking cab there. Because I'm going to sit home and I'm going to wear that Ofer because tomorrow that PB&J has got fucking knocks in it. That dude's Coors Light doesn't.